Craziest thing you have seen in The Sims 3 Into the Future and The Sims 4?
The craziest thing so far? That is a really, really good question. I've seen a lot of crazy things, just having been with the development of this product for a little while. Just seeing in Utopia the alternate future that you can actually create based upon your Sims' present day actions. All the Sims just kind of like randomly hugging themselves is a little weird.
I didn't know that.
And so you kind of might have saw that in the producer walkthrough trailer a little bit. There was this scene where there's like just a bunch of Sims just like hugging themselves. Self-hug to me just seems a little crazy. So yeah, I think that's one of the craziest things. I'm sure there's more, but that's the craziest thing for me.
I think the craziest thing for me is finally being able to get the tactile hands-on control and create a sim, because since the first time I ever opened the game and played with Cass, I wanted to be able to do that, and it still blows me away that we're finally able to do it.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome is your word, but it's awesome.
It's awesome.
Also, another crazy thing is being able to find a three-eyed fish in dystopia.
I heard about
Yeah,
that.
so that's one of the crazy things.
I didn't find one. Looks it cool?
The spawners aren't really working right now, and so but we will make sure in the final one that we'll definitely have three-eyed fishes in the ocean when you fish in dystopian land. Yep.
Okay, people are asking if they can travel from world adventures places like into the future, or do they have to go back to?
They would have, so for like so say in Paris or Egypt or China, because of the fact that it's a vacation world, you would need to actually have your time portal within a present day sort of home world, and then you would travel because it's already time limited for you to be there, just from an entry perspective, and so therefore the time portal is more gated to being used within a home world and the future world. So, good question.
I heard that the limited edition of The Sims 3 Into the Future has the quantum power.
Quantum power pack, yes.
And what does that do?
So the quantum power pack contains both the quantum power chamber and the quantum power suit. So the quantum power chamber is a cryo sort of stasis chamber where you can put your Sims in there and they freeze, and there's different poses. One of the really funny ones is like your Sim just holding their nose. It kind of seems like they just farted in the chamber. I wish I didn't say that.
You can edit it out.
Yeah, I see what you're doing. Recording my answers. You know what happens to me when I'm on camera. But the other stuff, when you interact with the chamber, you get to actually change your Sim into a quantum power suit that has a special bracer, and it allows you to instantly teleport yourself or other Sims anywhere in the world, and as well as kind of biostabilize your needs. So if your needs are too low and you don't want to attend to all your Sims' needs, the bracer gets to actually biostabilize.
That's a cool word.
Hashtagging. Hashtag Sims biostabilize. So yeah, it's a really, really neat object, and I'm very, really excited to just kind of see the full suit come together because it's still being worked on, and we haven't had a chance to show it off in the game yet, but we have a great little screenshot that we just made.
Is there also going to be like a collector's or limited edition for The Sims 4, or?
Yeah.
What is going to be in it?
It's all online. I actually don't remember right now.
We haven't been online much.
Yeah, it's all on the sims.com website.
Okay, no, we'll get to get that.
Yeah.
There's stuff. There's definitely stuff.
And into the future, is the glass floor a new build tool or an object?
Yes, it is a new build. Yes, we're really excited. And we've heard some fans really wanting to build kind of glass floors, and we definitely made it a point to show it off in the announcement trailer, and people really kind of caught like, oh my god, there's glass floors. So yes, that is true. There is glass floors.
There are also in the trailer like blue windows. Are windows recallable in this Into the Future? Or?
That is a good question. I haven't had a chance to dive in on the color. There are new rounded sort of windows, but in coloring the windows or different tinted windows, I'm not. I can follow up with you on that.
Please.
How do Simbots react to Plumbots?
Simbots have their own interaction from the ambitions pack. So there's interactions with plumbots and plumbots with sims. But plumbots and simbots, it's whatever interactions that they have with each other are the existing ones. So there's not necessarily unique interactions. So your simbot can still interact with a plumbot similar to how they would interact with other sims.
Right.
And then your plumbot would interact with your simbot as, probably be due to whatever functionality your simbot has available.
Yeah.
So it's existing sort of tech, but there's no new interactions between plumbots and simbots.
Okay.
About The Sims 4, during the last few days we've heard about a few skills, but can you list all of them? Are you allowed?
Not yet, sorry.
We're starting to hit no comment.
How have the Sims themselves changed in The Sims 4?
How have they changed?
Yeah.
The biggest part is the emotions.
Mhm.
And they feel so much more relatable and alive because they're going through these emotions. I think a lot of times when I'm telling a story about The Sims, I'm kind of saying like, oh, he's feeling sad, when we do a demo on The Sims 3 and stuff like that, but now they really are. So they feel more relatable because they're going through these emotions, and they, because it changes everything about them too, like the way they walk and the way their lips quivering when they're sad and stuff like that. So I think that's one of the biggest changes about them.
Will there be some kind of achievements in The Sims 4?
Yes.
Will they be online? Or anything online?
Will they achievements?
Yeah, like leaderboards online.
Oh, got it. So we're going to go into much more detail on that in the future. Exactly. But it's, we talked a little bit about the community and sharing and connecting with other people. And it is a single player offline game, but of course, if you want to connect with people and share, and we'll get into all that stuff in the future. But we're building some really great stuff.
Will we be able to have quadruplets?
Like us? Or in the game?
Fans one.
I'm not, I can't. I'll let Ryan answer that question. We'll be getting into families and stuff like that.
Okay.
You can ask.
Okay. Can we layer clothes? Like a jacket over a shirt? Like, I know we've got the hats over the hair.
Right.
So and the boots and
That's a
things.
good question. I actually don't know the answer to that right now.
Okay.
But there's some really cool stuff we're doing in Creative Sim. Jill has talked a little bit about how emotions can be impacted by your Sims clothing and stuff
So
like
that's
that.
real. I caught a little bit of that, but that actually happens. Like red clothes are different than.
Right.
Didn't expect that.
That's really cool.
Underwear.
We have been asking a lot of questions, but what is something we have not asked and you want to tell us?
Oh, that's a good question.
Something
I
good.
wasn't involved in all the Sims Camp questions.
Oh.
So I don't know
What do you
guys-
want to tell us and we'll say?
I think I've said a lot of things. I think certainly the brand new creative tools are something that I'm really passionate about because being able to build in Creative Sim by pushing and pulling is something I've always wanted. Build mode feels so much more fun because you're able to push and pull. And a lot of times in The Sims 3 you'd be building and you say, oh, I want my wall here, and then you put everything in your room and you're like, oh no, this doesn't work. I want to move that wall back, but you couldn't because it was blocked by something else and you have to tear it down. Now it's just as easy as picking up those rooms and moving stuff around.
I think the frustrations of building are gone.
Right.
So
Exactly. Yeah.
Will it load any faster? Like, I think it was mentioned that it would, with it being a new engine.
Got it.
So
It's hard to say because it's going to be different on every computer.
Yeah.
So it's hard to do comparison, but I will say that we're doing a lot of work to make sure the game runs great regardless of what you're doing.
yeah.
Speaking of the engine, are you going to name it?
So we're not talking directly about the engine, but we are talking about our smart sim technology, and that is really what's allowing us to push the brand new multitasking system and group socialization. And I can't wait to start sharing some like side-by-side videos of Sims routing as opposed to Sims 3 and Sims 4, and showing how groups can get around stuff. It's really cool. So look out for those.
What time period will Sims 4 be set in comparison to the other?
In modern day.
Not
Okay.
into the future.
Okay.
But like The Sims 3 was a few years before The Sims 2 or something.
Oh, in terms of that.
That timeline.
Right. We're still working on that right now.
So yeah. And one question, I'm sorry. And one question I got is, will Bella Goss be back?
There's a good chance you might see her.
There was a hint somewhere.
Nudge.
I have a question.
Did you guys see the Bella Goth in the trailer?
Yeah, that's what
we found.
Did
Yeah.
you guys see the big four on the TV in there? When they
I
go-
saw
There's a lot of there's a lot of Easter eggs.
Yes.
Or
I've been-
hidden
Oh, speaking
treasures.
of Easter eggs, what are some Easter eggs that the community has not found in The Sims 3 so far?
Oh my goodness. I don't know.
Wow. You're talking about Easter eggs as it relates to TS4?
No, in The Sims 3.
In The Sims 3, that's a lot of
There's
that's a loaded
a
question.
lot.
There's a lot
there, and I don't know.
There is a lot. I'm sure there is a tracker somewhere, but I'm not familiar with that
Okay.
tracker. But there are a lot of Easter eggs that we throw.
I'm terrible at finding them.
Can you tell us more about the pets in the future, the digital?
So I think I did discuss this. Pets are not going to be able to come with you like similar to Future Worlds. They won't be able to come with you to your future world with you. So there's not because pets, the way that we were imagining, we're focused on really building on the ability for your Sims to play with life in the future. But pets just aren't able to. But you can still have particular sort of storylines that are created within the setting that involves the pets, but there's no.
But there's those holographic, like...
There is the holographic digital pet.
Are those those things that I saw them on the desk and
Yeah.
they're like pink,
Yeah.
like those
So
different
there's like
ones?
they're called sprites.
That-
So,
yeah, that's-
So there's
they're
new digital pets
Uh-huh.
in that sort of form. So
Yeah.
that's sort of our way of still providing some sort of kind of like a pet experience in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah. And as you unlock new levels in your advanced tech skill, you get to actually have the option to change out your sprite to different forms. Because that's only the version that you see. There's kind of different other versions of them that has different styles. So it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any more? Okay.
I've asked so much already.
No, these are great questions.
I'll do one more because I have so
You have a
many.
page. We have some time.
I think a lot of them
No,
are. But will there be tattoos in the base game? Like, is it something you'll carry forward, or will that come with expansions?
Sims 4?
Yeah.
So we don't currently have them in Creative Sim, but
Okay.
there's always the possibility.
Okay.
Yeah. We still have a lot of work to do, so sometimes
Yeah.
when you guys ask the questions,
Yeah.
we're not quite
Yeah.
sure
Yeah,
yet.
you don't even know.
We know that.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And also for Sims Camp. And
Yeah, it's
everything.
been amazing.
So much